No wonder he's staring at the court. It seemed to stop and then change direction. Amazing serve. Monster kick.
Yes, looking at it again. So I was saying the court gives quite a bit of accent to the spins.
Well, that was a huge kick. I don't know if it was a dodgy bounce. It almost had to be. And it just took off. Yes. Sideways hop as well.
The tennis serve takes place at the beginning of every point, and when mastered can be a powerful offensive weapon to earn quick, easy points. The tennis serve is a gross motor skill involving large muscles and is classified as discrete due to its clear beginning and end points. It is a closed skill due to the performer initiating the action. The tennis serve falls into the 1B category of Gentile's taxonomy table because it is stationary with no intertrial variability. The regulatory conditions in tennis are court distance, net height, service box size, the tennis ball itself, and racket. Non-regulatory characteristics include win, sun position, opponent, crowd noise, match situation, and court surface. We have identified 5 key aspects to the tennis serve: the stance, the ball toss, the backswing, point of contact, and the follow through. We will now discuss each of these aspects in more detail. The stance should involve the athlete having their feet planted perpendicular to the net and providing a solid foundation for the initiation of the serve. The ball toss should be high enough to comfortably perform the racket swing and slightly forward to enable the forward swing motion. After the toss, the throwing arm should be tucked into the side of the body for the remaining parts of the serve. After extending the arm, the athlete should flex the elbow, mimicking the action of scratching their back in order to ensure maximum force for point of contact. The point of contact aspect describes the athlete extending the arm and shoulder over shoulder rotation. After the serve, the athlete's follow through needs to be balanced and prepares the player for the next shot. Performance was measured in a quantitative manner by measuring the number of serves that landed in and out during 15 trials. Preceding pre-testing, SMART goals were introduced for the athlete to ensure increased intrinsic motivation, which would lead to better post-testing results. Performance was measured qualitatively by marking the 5 key aspects of the serve on a poor, average, good scale. Testing was undertaken both pre and post training to measure the program's effectiveness in teaching the skill. An important consideration regarding testing measures are the athlete's anxiety, fatigue and alertness that considerably affect the results. We utilised distributed practice in the form of 3 20-minute sessions per week. Part practice was undertaken due to the high complexity and low organisation of the skill. We used a variety of practice tools during our training, including the segmentation approach, by separating the skills into parts and incorporating general gameplay to assist learning. Demonstrations were frequently used during the early stages of learning to provide an external image of the skill and were tapered off as training progressed. During qualitative measures, verbal cues in the form of concise phrases were used to draw attention to weaknesses in the skill. Match simulation drills like rally play and overhead smashes ensured positive transfer by preparing the athletes for a variety of match situations. All forms of feedback decreased as training progressed in order for the athlete to not be dependent on constant coaching feedback. This strategy directly refers to the guidance hypothesis theory. Augmented feedback incorporated providing the athlete with knowledge of results and performance during drills such as the ball toss drill. Knowledge of results being the ball landing on the racket head, and knowledge of performance provided feedback on arm action and ball height. This was used during all drills to ensure that the athlete didn't confuse the difference between results and performance, and that despite positive results, there may still be weaknesses in their performance. Positive feedback was used to ensure motivation, in specific intrinsic motivation, in an attempt to increase the athlete's confidence and desire to improve. In order for the player to store their learning for the long term, it must first enter through the short-term memory and be kept longer via rehearsal of drills. This will hopefully lead to encoding and learning being stored in long-term memory where it can be then retrieved. Transfer testing was implemented at the end of training to measure the athlete's ability to transfer the skill into a variety of game situations, like hitting a wide serve or a serve down the tee. Our transfer tests involve placing a bin at various positions in the service box and asking the athlete to try and hit it. Retention tests duplicate both pre and post-testing procedures roughly 1 week after training ceased in order to measure the athlete's ability to retain their knowledge of the skill. Using FIT's 3 stages of learning, we would expect the athlete to move into the associative stage of motor learning at the completion of our training program. Unfortunately, in order to reach the autonomous stage of learning, the athlete would have to continue training for years. The athlete will pass through the cognitive stage after understanding the nature of the skill and progress to the associative stage, where the athlete will be able to understand the various components of the skill and be able to modify the skill to situation demands. Hopefully, after watching this video, you will be able to adequately teach someone how to perform the tennis serve and eventually reach the autonomous stage. Thank you for watching.